We hear about AI all the time, but what is it actually doing? Today, we're going to skip the hype and take a tour of the real work AI is doing to build, to fix, and to discover things in our world right now. Okay, let's dive in.
So yeah, AI is changing everything. We hear that constantly, but what does that really look like on the ground? Beyond the big flashy headlines. We're going to look at the industries where AI isn't some far-off promise. It's already a critical part of the team, doing essential jobs every single day.
And we're going to start in the crazy, fast-paced world of finance. It really is a natural home for AI, right? I mean, you've got these massive, massive amounts of data that have to be processed at superhuman speeds. So, what's actually in AI's financial toolkit? Well, first up, you've got algorithmic trading. This is where AI makes incredibly complex trades in literally the blink of an eye. Then there's fraud detection. Think of AI as this brilliant digital detective that can spot one tiny, suspicious purchase in a sea of millions of perfectly normal ones. It's also a total powerhouse for assessing risk and for tackling the mind-numbing job of keeping up with ever-changing financial regulations. But why are they all adopting it so fast? The core reason is surprisingly simple: operational efficiency. For banks and financial institutions, this means using AI to do things faster, more accurately, and at a scale that we humans just can't compete with. We're talking about processing thousands of loan applications in the time it would take a person to get through just one. Now that's a game changer. Okay, now let's shift gears from the world of finance to a field that affects every single one of us: healthcare. And here, AI's role moves beyond just efficiency to pure acceleration. It is fundamentally rewriting the rules for how we discover new medicines and diagnose diseases. And to really get how big a deal this is, you have to look at the old way of doing things. I mean, traditionally, finding a new drug was just this long, slow, linear slog. You'd start with a hypothesis, you'd do painstaking work in the lab, and if you got really, really lucky, maybe a decade or more later, you might have something ready for the market. But now, companies like In Silico Medicine are turning that straight line into a super fast cycle. Check this out. An AI can dream up and digitally screen millions of potential drug molecules. Then automated robotic labs can actually create and test the most promising ones. The AI instantly analyzes those results and uses that new data to design an even better batch. This whole loop can shrink that preclinical phase from years down to just a few months. It's incredible. And AI's impact in healthcare doesn't stop at the lab door. It's also becoming an absolutely crucial partner for doctors. AI models are being trained on these vast libraries of medical images. Think X-rays, MRIs, and they're learning to spot the incredibly subtle, early signs of disease that the human eye might miss. It acts like a powerful second opinion, helping doctors make earlier and more accurate diagnoses. So we've seen AI work its magic in the digital world of finance and the biological world of healthcare. So what happens when it gets its hands dirty in the physical world? Let's look at manufacturing, materials, and even how we grow our food. For centuries, discovering a new material was all about slow, painful trial and error. It could take decades. But as you can see from this chart, AI completely flips that script. By simulating how molecules interact, it can predict the properties of materials that don't even exist yet. Projects like Google's DeepMind's genome have used this to discover hundreds of thousands of new, stable materials, a task that would have taken centuries of old-school lab work. And why should you care? Because these aren't just abstract ideas on a computer screen. This AI-driven science leads directly to real-world breakthroughs. We're talking about more powerful batteries for our phones and cars, materials that make solar panels way more efficient, new methods to capture carbon from the atmosphere, and stronger, lighter alloys to build the next generation of aircraft. And that same kind of intelligence is even making its way out to the farm. AI is the brain behind something called precision farming. By analyzing data from drones, sensors, and satellites, it helps farmers use the perfect amount of water and fertilizer exactly where it's needed. The result? Bigger harvests with a much smaller environmental footprint. Okay, we've seen AI optimize our physical world, from creating new materials to helping grow our food. But now let's explore how it's starting to optimize a deeply human experience: education. Let's see how AI tools are reshaping learning for both students and schools. For as long as we can remember, the education model has been pretty much one size fits all, right? Well, AI makes something called adaptive learning possible. Instead of a fixed curriculum for everyone, an AI platform can create a personalized learning path for every single student, adjusting the difficulty and the content in real time. This changes the teacher's role too, from being the sole expert to becoming a facilitator, guiding students on their own unique journeys.
And the changes aren't just for students. AI is also becoming a super-powered assistant for the people running the schools. Intelligent tutoring systems can give students help 24/7. AI can untangle the logistical nightmare of creating school schedules, analyze data to flag students who might need a little extra support, and automate routine tasks. All of this frees up educators to focus on what they do best: teach. So far, we've mostly seen AI as this powerful tool that helps humans do their jobs better. But for our final section, let's look out to the horizon, where AI is starting to take the driver's seat in scientific discovery itself. This is the idea of a self-driving laboratory, which is being developed at places like Argonne National Laboratory. Now imagine a lab that doesn't just run experiments you tell it to. Imagine a lab that can come up with its own hypotheses, run the experiments with robotics, analyze the data, and then decide what to research next, all on its own. It's a fully autonomous loop of scientific discovery. And looking even further ahead, the possibilities are just mind-blowing. We're talking about things like neuromorphic computing, building chips that are structured like the human brain for incredible efficiency. In space, AIs are being designed to guide autonomous asteroid mining missions. And in medicine, we are right on the verge of using AI to design personalized treatments tailored specifically to your unique biology. So, from finance to farming, from the classroom to the cosmos, AI is clearly no longer some sci-fi concept. It is a powerful tool that is actively reshaping our world today. The critical question isn't just about what AI can do. The real question is, what will we choose to do with it? That's the question we're all going to be answering together. Thanks for joining me on this tour.